Alright. Today I want to talk about the importance of taking care of the body and the mind, and how the two can be achieved at the same time. Have you realized how you feel every time when you wake up and you step outside and the sun is shining, the air is fresh, the grass is green, and the birds are chirping? Have you felt the energy that you get from walking from one corner of the yard to the other corner? How you feel when you talk to people in the morning, the energy that you get from them, the contagiousness of it. Staying indoors for the longest time can be one of the worst things ever to your mind and to your body. What happens is, when you start staying in for long, it means that subconsciously you're trying to ignore the external world being the external surroundings and people. What you're doing is you're putting yourself into a depressive state, and at one point your body and mind is going to give up and you're going to need to get help. What you can do for yourself is to start helping yourself build a regimen that was, as Sadhguru says, we are meant to rise with the sun and set with it. The best time to start being active is in the morning. When the sun rises, you rise with it, or it rises after you have already risen. And then when it sets, you can now go back and do indoor stuff, whether it's writing, whether it's watching stuff, whether it's sleeping. But the best is to sleep when the sun is set. Getting into a fitness habit can be a very difficult thing, especially if it's the first time you try to venture into it. What happens is your body is not used to it. You don't just wake up and start running 5 kilometers. You don't just wake up and go to the gym on a Monday and hope that you will be going until Friday. You have to prepare your mind. You have to look into the future. 5 weeks into your week, it's the future. You have to see, how am I going to manage this new thing? How is my body going to respond? How is my mind going to respond to it? Your mind tends to reject stuff that's new, because what it does, it tries to protect you. It thinks what you're doing is foreign. Yes, it's foreign, but it has to be part of you. It's going to take maybe a month to get used to it, maybe 2 months. It depends. People are not the same, we are different. But what you have to do is, in your mind, you have to visualize how your days are going to be, so that you know how you're going to survive it. And again, it's easy to relapse. You don't rush for results, because once you rush for results, your body is not going with this new thing that you're doing, which is fitness. If you're gaining muscle, you can't be expecting to be big in 2 months, because your body, if it happens quick, it's going to reject it. That is how the mind works. You have to start slowly, gradually increase, and then track your progress. Don't put so much emphasis and attention on your weight, because what the scale measures, I know people like to study what the scale measures is all the weight that's standing on it, the weight being water retained, being muscle, being fat. So you can't say you're standing on the scale and you're knowing exactly how much fat you have. Another important thing is to get an accountability buddy. Doing something that you're doing for the first time can be frustrating, because the truth is, we are self-conscious of our bodies. We don't know how to do stuff. Like, if you're in the gym and you're trying to do a squat, you know that you've never done a squat, but at least if you're with someone else who has done it, or who you are in the journey of learning together, it becomes easier. It not only becomes easier, you now include the social aspect, which is very required when you're into fitness. Fitness shouldn't feel like a job, because once it starts feeling like a job, like you're doing it a favor, you want to do it and leave it as quick as possible every day, it's not going to pay off. You have to enjoy it. By enjoying it, being in a group of people working out, stuff that you engage with all the time should have to do with fitness, should have to do with what you eat, should have to do how you do stuff, should have to do with who you talk to, what's the best thing out there, what's new in the industry. Another thing is, if you're going to start a fitness regimen, don't start throwing away your food that you've been having, that your body has been used to for 10 plus years. You can't wake up and start throwing away your ice cream, start throwing away your processed stuff, start throwing away your canned food. It should be a gradual move from the bad to the good. And again, it doesn't mean because now you've chosen to be a fitness person, you have to stop eating pizza, you have to stop eating fast foods. No, what you have to do is you now have to have control over what you eat and when you have it. Once a week, if you are a chocolate freak, have your chocolate twice a week, it's fine, you won't die. If you know that you like your fast food, your pizza, have your pizza once a week. If you know that you can't live a week without your wine, have your wine once a week. The way that we live as human beings is that we are social creatures. There is a group of people that you've become close to, a group that you've established because of the habits that you've been having since you realized. You can't wake up one day and decide to cut 50 people from your life because they don't do a new thing that you want to start. You can't even force people to change because it's already a struggle for you to change. So imagine trying to make other people change. What you have to do is make people aware that you are now into a new habit and they should support you. If they know about it, they can also venture into it.